Right then, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to go and do a video very soon. If you want to come and check us out on XG Files, me and Ronaldo are going to be talking about Liam Dilap. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the news that's breaking, that Manchester United have sent Matt Hargreaves, who is in charge of negotiations at United, to Naples, where he is being told that Napoli would be happy to accept a bid of around 30 odd million for Victor Osimhen, with Hojlund going that way as well. Now, on the surface of things, you go, wait, have they partied too hard after winning the league? Because that's a sensational deal. Now, I know Osimhen doesn't want to stay there, which is always going to make any transfer of him out a little bit easier. 33 million for him is a hell of a bargain. I don't know if it's a real coincidence that that figure kind of keeps United under that 100 million with Cunha as well. Hojlund going one way, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I do not think he's a Manchester United level player. Obviously, he did quite well in Italy. He's obviously got a good reputation in Italy. That might be something which makes this make sense for them. I think Napoli are consigned to losing him, and they're going to be happy to get whatever they can get coming back the other way. So on the surface of things, this makes sense. And United pivoting towards Osimhen in the midst of what's going on with Liam Dilap also makes sense. But does this mean that it's going to happen? Because when you look at the profile of player that United have been targeting and bringing in, Cunha, Premier League proven, he's just about on the cusp of having resale value if you bought him. Osimhen probably wouldn't. And I know that doesn't matter. And for me and for you, it shouldn't matter. But for the execs at United, it does matter. So don't take this as me saying, oh, he's got no resale value or he's old. Because I know that's what some of you did when I did the worry with. It's a video I do with every single player, by the way. There was a lot of people that was really unhappy with my worry with Osimhen video that I did. But I try and look at a balanced view of everyone. The issue with Osimhen is he is on the older side. He's he is not under 25. Therefore, when it comes to like book value and potential resells, that is seen as lower. For me, personally, I don't care. I think United squad's incredibly young anyway. From Euro all the way through midfield into the forward line, it is a very young team. You can get away with one or two players that are a little bit older, provided they're going to deliver the right stuff. Despite the fact he's not played in England, I think Osimhen is significantly better than Rasmus Hojlund. And even if he didn't quite hit the heights we've seen him hit everywhere, would still be better than Rasmus Hojlund. I think he's infinitely better than Liam Dilap as well. The only thing is that Dilap was an upgrade. As we've been saying, Dilap is an upgrade on Hojlund. But is he enough of an upgrade on Hojlund to lead United line? Now, if United have a forward line next season, which looks like Mbeumo, Osimhen and Cunha, that actually starts to look like a team that could do something. But would Osimhen want to come to a team without Champions League football? Now, I know there was some talk of him going to Saudi, but I think the reason why you would want to go Saudi is because you would be getting paid tax-free as well. So whatever he was going to get offered in Saudi, you're going to half that, at least half that, for whatever he would be getting paid in Manchester. At least half that. So this isn't a case of, should United do this? It is a case of, does the player actually want this? Now, Napoli being happy to accept Hojlund and 30 odd million is one thing. Victor Osimhen being happy to accept coming to Manchester United, the circumstances being what they are, is another. I don't know if that's feasible, possible, doable. I don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? Would I do it? Yeah, I think I would. I think if if your first choice is a Dilap and you go down the route of finding someone that is a little bit on the smaller profile, this is a different profile of player. But if you can get the thing done, and you actually go with your ideal profile of player for the most part, like we got Lenny Yoro in, young teenager. You got Dorgu in, you're 20 or something. Like, you've got a lot of young players in there. I think having one or two older players, it's probably more sensible than it is a risk. I think Osimhen adds a lot to our front line. And I think an Osimhen, Cunha, and Mbeumo front line, otherwise what we're looking at, Mateta, I still like that, to be fair. I do still like that. Now, I believe we owe somewhere in the region of about half of what we paid for Hojlund still. So I guess that kind of has to be booked against this when it comes down to how much this transfer is worth. But yeah, for me, I would hit the button on this. Now, for those asking about Matt Hargreaves, he was director of football negotiations, or appointed as director of football negotiations 2 years ago. And his job is to oversee the negotiations for players. He comes from a legal background. He actually started at United a long time ago. That was his first job at United, and that was all the way back in 2008. After that, he went to Adidas, and he became part of their sports marketing team. And he was at Adidas for 15 years. He was a director for Northern Europe in their sports marketing department. So he's obviously transitioned from law into more negotiations and marketing side of stuff. But back at United, was involved in the Dorgu deal, and is part of the so-called overhaul of the transfer dealings, where we're looking at supposedly a more disciplined department. That's what Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos are looking for, trying to implement a more strategic approach to transfers, trying to be strict with valuations, avoiding overpaying, and let's see if he's the one that's implemented the sort of strategy that we've seen under Ineos so far, and he carries on with that, then that can't be a negative, in my opinion. If he decides that we're going to go for it, the numbers must make sense. I don't want to see him come on an astronomical contract, because that feels like it's sending the wrong message, but he's going to have to be. He's on decent money. He's going to want decent money to come. It will be a fat wage. I would expect it to be north of 250, 275 maybe. I think if it's under 300, I think you're on to a winner. I think that represent pretty good value for everyone. Whether or not you can get that done, I don't know. But I mean, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. You don't often see swap deals, but it does feel like if he was going to go anywhere, Hojlund has probably got the best reputation in Italy. So I think that would be a good place for him to go. And even the performance, I was going to do 5 things in a review after that game yesterday, and I watched the game and I went, I got nothing to talk about. I got absolutely nothing to talk about. I don't think any of you guys are going to come and look at it, watch this video, interact with this video. So guess what? I ain't doing this video. It was a poor game, and he was particularly poor in it. There were some moments that were just inexplicable from him. So, yeah, I am happy to see the end of Rasmus Hojlund. And if we upgraded him by bringing in Victor Osimhen, wow. And if you can get Osimhen and Buemo, and even if you can't, if you can get Osimhen and Cunha and it's Ahmad that plays as the right side 10, suits me. That's fine. That'll do for me, that. That's happy days. You do need a right wing back, mind, but that would do for me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.